Don't lie to me. Don't be shy. I just wanna talk to you.
No, I was so serious. Now I feel I have to switch. Hello, everybody. This is Gary Prince. I hope you enjoy what I have to say about cowboy yoga, and come and find me in the world.
Full name,
Gary Prince.
nationality,
Half German, a quarter Norwegian, and a quarter Mescalero Apache Indian.
education,
I minored in psychology, and I majored in pre-veterinary medicine.
occupation,
I call what I do today cowboy yoga. And I am a teacher, a writer, and a filmmaker of the love of my work.
favorite animal,
Horse, for sure.
I just wanna talk to you.
When I was 3 years old, I was riding, and I could ride by myself fairly well by the time I was 5 years old. And when I was 7 years old, I trained my first horse from not knowing anything to beginning to, teach him how to ride. I don't think I realized what I had naturally until I was about 11 years old. And my father would send me to go get a horse for him. And when I would walk into a herd of horses, I could communicate to the horse that I needed to get without any words. But I didn't realize that it was a unique thing until my father asked me, "How did you do that?" Because this horse walked out of about 15 horses and came right to me. And he said, "How did you do that?" And his kind of interest in what happened that I was able to get that particular horse made me realize that I had something that he didn't have. I always thought what I had, my father had. And then later on, when I was, let's see, I was probably about 20 years old. The first time people referred to me as a horse whisperer.
Около 30 лет назад среди американских любителей лошадей зародилась и стала необычайно популярной новая система тренировок Natural Horsemanship. Принципиальное отличие Natural Horsemanship в том, что отношения между всадником и лошадью строятся на общении и знании психологии, а не на силе, страхе и подавлении. Лошадь принимает указания всадника по доброй воле, она испытывает к нему уважение и поэтому не противится его командам.
I was interested in making money, and in the racetrack, there is money to be made as a quality rider, and I had the skills to ride these almost most of the time fairly wild horses. My talent was that I could sit on these horses, and they would get calm with me, and they would think. When I was in high school, I was in the high school rodeo team, and I only roped calves. And then when I went to college, I roped calves and I roped steers. And then when I got out of college, I really felt that even that relationship with horses in the rodeo arena was very disconnected to really caring for the horse. You know, there was a lot of harshness. And so I moved from my rodeo career to riding what's called a reining horse. And reining is where you focus on the horse being able to do particular moves. in front of, say, 5 or 6 judges, and they judge you for his fineness. Again, I found this harshness inside the reining competition, especially in the upper competitions. People would do really severe interactions with the horse. Say, for example, a very sharp spur hit against the rib with intensity in order to get the horse to respond quickly. And I knew inside of me, I knew there was a way to get the horse to respond as quickly without the wounded energy, without the harshness, the pain.
Первооткрывателем методики естественных отношений стал Монти Робертс, которого за его уникальный метод воспитания лошадей называют «человеком, который слышит лошадей». В середине 90-х видеозаписи показательных выступлений Робертса обошли весь конный мир. Монти Робертсу достаточно 30 минут для установления контакта с необученной лошадью, только что взятой из табуна. Этот метод Монти Робертс назвал «join up» – «единение».
Slogan of your life.
The slogan of my life? Be attentive to the little tiny pieces, because inside of those little tiny pieces is the awareness of the abundance of the world. So I went from reining to dressage. Let's see, I had a horse called Zan Par Bars, and while I was riding this horse, I was second in the world with him. I was reserve champion with this horse. And dressage is really, it's kind of like ballet. And as you teach the horse this, it drives you into the awareness of how, as a rider, you have to dance with them. You can't just sit on their backs and ask them to do these things, because then you end up having to either have no success at all or move back to harshness. But when you are willing to dance on their backs with them, so for example, when you want their right leg to come up, you should feel the energy in your right leg. And when you want their left leg to come up, same thing, yes? And so you're role modeling, you're expressing yourself in your sit bones, in your legs, in your toes, as if you were their legs and their hind feet. And your heart and your view of the world should merge with their view of the world. So say, for example, you're going straight, you should have this kind of a look, like this. And when you want to have a lot of energy with the horse, then you should have the energy also inside yourself, like, yes. If you want things to slow down, then you should manage that also, and it would look like this. And the horse will just mirror these things. You know, really, I call this primary communication.
Гипотерапия относится к нетрадиционным методам лечения. Она эффективна при детском церебральном параличе, заболеваниях периферической нервной системы, спортивных травмах, отложениях солей и нарушении координации движения, при психоневрологических и логопедических заболеваниях. Гипотерапия оказывает комплексное воздействие: нормализация тонуса мышц, ритмизация и координация движений, улучшение равновесия, повышение уверенности в себе, коррекция симметрии движений, улучшение адаптации и так далее.
The arena that I really enjoy riding now is called cutting, the sport of cutting. For the first time in my life, I want to achieve this high level of competition or high level of success without the use of force. If I can achieve this, it'll be because I have this primary goal, snachala, of it being done with love. And it's so exciting to see the power of love and learning how to use that power to get this animal to become really excited about his job, and then to see them develop into what's usually done in a short period of time from the horse being 2 years old to the horse being almost 4. Harshly, to get to this point, they kick and jerk, and they're ugly, basically. And I have been ugly myself. I understand it to the animal. I've taken the next step, which is training the baby horse while it's still in the mother's womb. And this way, I'm 1 year ahead of his physical activities in life. And when he hits the ground, he has already a whole encodement of information developed for his work when he will be born.
В конце 70-х годов XX века появилась новая отрасль психологии, педагогики и медицины – пренатальное или дородовое развитие и воспитание. Калифорнийский акушер Ван де Кар разработал методы работы с беременной женщиной и плодом. Будущая мать 15-20 минут в день общалась с ребенком, произнося повторяющиеся односложные слова. Поклонники естественных отношений с лошадьми взяли этот метод на вооружение. Они считают, что общение с жеребенком, находящимся в утробе матери, создает эмоциональную и энергетическую связь между человеком и животным.
And so I chose a horse that was very well trained, and I had a very good relationship with her. And then what I did was step by step, just like if she was a brand new horse, I reviewed each of these steps as if she didn't know. But my whole focus was to the baby inside her womb. And before I started each session, I would communicate to the baby. I would bring my hands to the mare's tummy, and I would say, "Okay, are you ready? Let's go." I could really feel this baby communicating back to me. So then I would work the horse, teaching it the little things step by step, like if she didn't know these things. And then she would do that little thing, and I would say, "Uh-huh, yes," to the mama. And then I would pause, and then I would go, "Uh-huh," to the baby. When he came out of the mama, the morning that he was born, he came right up to me, and he stuck his nose about this far away from me, and he said, "I know you, I know you." And oh, my heart was just like, oh my goodness. Like, it was like this whole relationship just showed up in realness, right? It was like right there. And the next thing he did was he did this, which is what a cutting horse has to do to manage a cow. And I was like, oh my goodness, he's showing me that he learned, or he picked up what he will need to do for us in the future. It was just exciting. Often when people are communicating, they're disconnected. I think one thing that I see in American culture, maybe not so much in Eastern Europe, as I've been here a year and a half, but in American culture, very much people are seeking relationships, seeking sexuality inside of these relationships. And my guess is that the need for the sexual relationship is to create the bonding that happens. But often, you know, even in that intimacy of human to human, that bonding is missing. When you're riding a horse and you ride the horse from a place of not becoming the horse, but being in union with him, you know, where the two of you are together, but you're not immersed. You really feel this full completion. And it is a warm feeling. Okay, so now I'm going to say bye, right? Yes, yes. Thank you for listening, and wish you a good day. Goodbye.
Don't lie to me. Don't be shy. I just wanna talk to you.